and forecast for Libra for 2018. Libra, we're going to do an overview of the year ahead for you. If you would like a personal or private reading or that incredible soulmate reading, you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you can book a reading by the website. I will put the links in the description box below. We are, as per my usual way of doing things, going to do a relationship reading followed by a general forecast, and then I'm going to finish up with an interesting different one, and we're going to have a look at one event or sequence of events in 2018 that mark your year, that are the turning point in your year basically. If we look at your first 4 relationship cards, you get past life relationships, you deserve love, unrequited love, and separation. So there's a past life relationship that has been front and foremost in your life, probably most of 2017. And you came to the conclusion that you are deserving of being well and truly loved. And this is very true. A lot of you have had relationships go wrong in 2017. You have had a lot of that unrequited love where people just were not meeting up to your expectations, or they left you, or just went south, it went sour, whatever the case may be. And a lot of you did separate in 2017, definitely, and some of you will be separating at the beginning of 2018 as well. Those of you that have Uranus still moving through the end of your chart, that's the last few Librans from about the 19th of October through to the end of Libra. You will be facing, perhaps some of you, maybe quite a few of you, that separation. But this is not unexpected, Librans. Those of you that I'm now addressing this to, you have seen this coming. But all that emotional turmoil, all that relationship up and down, all those things that happened, those that you've separated, those of you that divorced, those of you that found your relationships going through the ups and the downs, all that waiting was worth it. Because what it did was it cleared out the foundations of your relationships. That forgiving and learning said it did as much. It cleared up, it dealt with, it brought you face to face with a lot of relationship issues that had accumulated over many years, right up to 2017 for that matter. So even though you might not sit back and look at it and think, oh, well, it sorted this, that, and that out, it did in fact do that. You came up against many of your fears that you've accumulated over many years where relationships are concerned. And this enabled you to free yourself of restrictions that you placed on yourself where relationships are concerned. That's a massive one, Librans. It's a real biggie. Now, some of you are going to find that you will find reconciliation with your partner that managed to survive that Uranus transit. Heaven help all of us that went through it when it was in our relationship sector. Being a Libran myself, I know how this worked out. So some of you will find you re-cement that bond with your relationship that managed to survive that Uranus transit. You have an incredibly strong relationship if it did survive it, okay? And that cementing of that bond is a really, really solid bond. So you may have found that you drifted apart from your partner, but you're going to find your way back to them if you are still in a relationship by this stage. And you will reform a really good relationship. For others of you, there's someone from your past coming back into your life. This is someone that you might have met before briefly. This is someone you might have had a relationship with before. But here they are, back square in your picture again. Now, the reason they're probably coming back is that you are now ready for this relationship, either to go to a higher level or actually to make a relationship with this person. And you might not even have had a relationship happening with them. But there's definitely a past energy where relationships are concerned coming back into your life in 2018. For many of you, it is going to be a past relationship. Not necessarily one that actually became a romantic relationship, but somebody that was in your past. And that worth waiting for says this person was well worth waiting for. At this stage in your life, you are thoroughly, your energy field is right for this person. I picked one more card just to have a look at it. Said, oh, this is going to happen really soon. Uranus is moving out of our 7th house, our partnership house, I think in about May, if I'm not mistaken. So I think all of this is going to happen very quickly. By May, the main relationship story will have occurred for most of you Librans. I know Uranus moves back into our relationship house later in 2018, but I have a feeling it's just to clear out the last little bit of the dregs of that which you haven't dealt with, but it will be with your new relationship or your newly cemented bonded relationship. So it's going to happen pretty quickly. So fasten your seatbelts, guys. Beginning of 2018 promises a roller coaster ride for relationships, but it's going to end well, okay? If we look at your general forecast, you get the first set of cards. You get Fireworks and Web of Life, followed by Wild Thing and Inner Voice. So this card says as much. Your year starts off with a bang. And, well, it's not surprising. It is New Year. But it does. It starts off with a bang. So 2018 sets you off on course very quickly. I always say with that Fireworks card is it happens very quickly, and quite often it heads off in a direction that you hadn't anticipated. Now that Web of Card Life says, although you feel that it heads off in a direction you hadn't anticipated, you've actually been working hard at your life. I do a lot of private readings for Librans, obviously, because there's sort of an affinity with Librans, right? Although there's many other star signs too, but there are a lot of Librans. And most of you have been working very hard at your lives, including myself. So all that work we've been doing, suddenly there's this forward momentum, and it feels as if it's heading off in a direction we didn't see coming. But because you've been doing all that work, it heads off in that direction. And that Wild Thing card says, now you get to be who you really are, your true self, your honest true self. I think having Uranus in the 7th house unearthed that. We all just became who we really are, and a lot of the time we just had no choice. We just had our corners knocked off, our hard edges knocked off. We had the carpet pulled from underneath us. We had our lives thrown upside down. In the end, you have no choice but to be the person you were meant to be, who you really are. In a way, Libra, you have arrived at that point where it's a case of like me or leave me, which is very unlike Libra, but a brilliant place to end up at. Then you get your Inner Voice card, which says that listen to those promptings from your inner voice, because they're going to be directing you in the direction that you should be taking in your life. So don't ignore that prompting. In the next set of cards, you get Jackal and Wolf, you get the Don Juan, you get the Promise card, and Spring. Now comes a situation, quite possibly a person into your life that is not your normal person. And to you, it may seem as if this is a fleeting set of circumstances, or this person may just flit into your life and out again. Yet that Promise card says you make a bond with this person. They could be associated with a situation, so they could be a job opportunity, a career, a business partnership, a new family member, whatever the case may be. But despite the fact that you think this is just a passing phase and this person doesn't quite fit into your normal, what you would consider striking up a partnership with, or a normal career venture, or whatever it may be, you do indeed commit to it. And this brings in the spring of your life, a whole new beginning for you. So it looks like in most areas of your life, things are changing, beginning anew, starting anew. And it's not surprising, because this has been coming, and a lot of you have seen this coming. Right, now if we look at a set of circumstances in 2018 that sort of define your year for you, first of all, that Harvest card comes in. A lot of you are going to be cutting somebody or a situation from your life. Once again, this is not unexpected. Most of you already know what I'm speaking about here. It causes a massive change in your life, and a fundamental change in a change in your life from the roots upwards. Most of you know this as well. You can see it coming. You know it's coming. I'm not telling you something you're not already predicting. You then learn something, okay? You discover something after all this that fulfills your wishes. So in removing whatever it is from your life that was definitely not working, you discover something in your life that then grants you wishes. It actually opens a door for you, and in comes those wishes. You then whip your life into shape. You start shaping your life the way you want it to be. With that comes a new adventure, definitely. Perhaps even travel for many of you. I think that's also an option. That opens the door to a more stable life, interestingly enough, and abundance. So it really is the pivotal point is removing from your life something which you know needs to go. And all of you know what it is as I'm addressing this to you, because you're going to discover something in the process. And in that discovery, you start fulfilling your wishes. And that ship card, that adventure card in the Lenormand, says that your horizons are broadened. It opens up your life completely. And that key to the cage, it unlocks that cage for you. And it's interesting that in unlocking that cage that you had placed around you, that gets you your stability in life. That is quite surprising. And with that comes abundance. Stability and abundance are often hand in hand with one another. They often come together. Right, Libra? I hope you enjoyed that 2018 overview. If you would like that personal private reading or that soulmate reading, contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com or book a reading via the website. Links will be in the description box below. I want to thank you for watching and listening and commenting and subscribing, and a very special thank you to those of you that share my videos.